We now have a really great production team in place. We're cranking away out in our production facility here. We'll continue to do some improvements, debottlenecking, improving our efficiency, but we really have everything in place we need right now to have a great run over the next 24 months.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is John Shaw. He is the CEO of Itaconix. And John, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Steve, great to see you again.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, I know that you've announced your financial numbers. And I remember in September of last year, interim results, you noted some lower revenue due to your restructuring that you were doing within the company. So tell me a little bit about the trajectory and revenue momentum now as you sort of shift into past 2024 and into 2025.
Well, we completed that restructuring the first half of last year. So we ended the second half of last year in a very strong position, almost like 3.7 million in the second half, which is close to the biggest half that we've ever had. So from that, we're entering this year with a lot of revenue momentum and starting off the year in really good shape in terms of restructuring our customer base to be really strong position.
So, John, I know that you talked in the past about getting the company to profitability. So, can you talk to me a bit about how confident you are in getting the company to that?
Well, part of our purpose last year in restructuring our customer base was to build up the gross profits that we think we deserve for the true value of our ingredients, and we achieved that. So we actually increased our gross profit margin from about 31% to almost 35% last year, and I think we'll continue to progress that way. Interestingly enough, even though our revenues were down a little bit, our absolute gross profits were about the same. So having that customer base in place with good profitability really puts us in a good position to reach profitability in the midterm on it. We really did a lot of great work that last year and are entering this year in great position.
Okay, let's talk a bit about 2024. I know that you some of your product development. Can you recap some of that for us and sort of what the plan is now in for 2025?
Well, the great progress we made last year was a new launch of our Itaconix TSI 422, which is used in the detergent space. It's even a better and more compact and more functional version of our Itaconix TSI 322, which is our leading product. So we're getting great uptake on that. We already have a number of accounts working in North America on it, and we're seeing some good traction in Europe and even outside of Europe on that. So I think that puts us in a great position. Even in addition to that, in terms of protecting the value of our ingredients and working closer with customers to get the next generation consumer products out there faster, we launched our SPARX program in October of last year, which stands for Safety, Performance, Affordability, and Renewability, and the collaborations. What that allows us to do is to accelerate when we find innovation and opportunity to have an impact in a particular product category, we can accelerate our process through that. And we expect to see a lot of that this year. We created an alliance with the leading tablet manufacturer, detergent tablet manufacturer in Europe to bring those capabilities into North America. I think that's going to go well the beginning part of this year. So really a lot of great momentum in terms of better products and ability to apply our products faster into particular application areas.
Okay, and John, you got the infrastructure in place to sort of fuel that growth as well?
We do. We did continue investment spending in our operations and organization last year. So we've really added some great capabilities on our marketing side, on our operations side. We've built out our regulatory capabilities, completed some important studies around the safety and environmental impact of our product. And more importantly, we now have a really great production team in place. We're cranking away out in our production facility here. We'll continue to do some improvements, debottlenecking, improving our efficiency, but we really have everything in place we need right now to have a great run over the next 24 months.
Okay. I don't know if 2025 will go down as the year of tariff as the key word of this year, but everyone's talking about tariffs right now. I'm just wondering, from your seat where you sit in running the company, are you concerned about potential trade disruptions and whether or not it's going to affect the company moving forward?
We're quite familiar with the impact of tariffs on our business. It actually started in 2009 when there was a tariff put on Chinese citric acid anti-dumping, and the price of citric acid went from 65 cents to like 90 cents in a matter of a few weeks. What that meant was that you can actually produce itaconic acid and citric acid in the same plant. So we got a call from the one itaconic acid producer in North America to say that they were discontinuing the production of itaconic acid and switching those tanks over to citric acid. That was a major disruption to our business back in 2009. We survived it. We've grown well beyond that. So we're pretty familiar with it. I would say their tariffs are hitting a little bit. It's not that big of an impact. Our raw material prices have gone up a little bit, but well within the range. It still hasn't hit the range that we've had to deal with over the last 3 years in terms of the fluctuation of our raw material price. So it's still well within the range of what we've managed. I think what we are keeping an eye on is any sort of tariffs between Europe and in the U.S. That could have a negative effect on us. And actually, because so much of our production right now and our customer base is in the United States, some of the tariffs between Canada and the U.S. may even benefit us. So it's a mixed bag. Everyone's in the kind of the same boat. We've dealt with this in the past. We'll deal with it in the future.
All right, well said, John. Thanks so much. Good to see you again, and appreciate your time.
Great, Steve.
All right, John Shaw, the CEO of Itaconics.